What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy the D here, coming at you with a different type of video. This one's coming straight out of the past. I've been watching the new Digimon 2020, the Digimon Adventure 2020 anime, and kind of want to talk about it. With this, just to give you a little background on the video, well, a little what the video is going to be about. It's going to be me talking about my pros, my cons, just my general thoughts on the anime. Cause not gonna lie, like when the anime was first announced, it was a bit of a mixed bag for me. We're redoing Digimon Adventure again. Cause not gonna lie, after Try was boring as fuck and nonsensical and disjointed and a whole bunch of other words and phrases and descriptors that I could give, but Try wasn't good to me. It just wasn't. Like, beyond the visuals, like the anime looked great, but beyond that shit was trash in and of itself. But yeah, just really was not excited. But after watching it, my opinion has changed somewhat. Not gonna lie. Yeah, but let's not talk about it just yet. I should give a little bit of background on my history with Digimon. I was part of the first Digimon generation here in America. I was in second grade, so that was 1999. I was 7 years old at the time. Damn, I'm old. But yes, I remember watching it on Fox Kids, and I remember liking the show instantly. And I, of course, back in those days, I especially remember the comparisons to Pokemon. Even though those comparisons aren't very well founded. Yes, they are both monster series, you know. You had Pokemon, you had Digimon, you had Monster Rancher. I think you had some other shit as well. But, yeah, very different. But as a franchise, I think Digimon did things that Pokemon just couldn't. Especially in terms of growth. One of the best things I can honestly say about Digimon is that it grew over time, especially with the Adventure series, and it definitely allowed you to grow with your audience. Not just talking about Digimon Adventure and 02, which 02 gets a very bad rap, and I don't understand that. I liked it, but hey, not everybody's me. Everybody has different opinions. But yeah, even with Try, and I recently watched Last Evolution Kizuna, yeah, it just grows with you. And I think that's a strength that Digimon has used to its advantage over the years. But yeah, I finally remember Digimon. It was definitely a favorite of mine growing up, especially Digimon Tamers, which is my favorite Digimon series of all time. Don't at me, that's just the way it is. But yeah. But it's definitely something that I revisit from time to time, you know, every so often, and I find a lot of enjoyment in it. And even, you know, I'm gonna talk about Kizuna some other time, but even watching Kizuna, like, it really brought things full circle, and it really just resonated. But in this video, we're gonna talk about the pros, the cons, and some of my, you know, other thoughts that aren't necessarily negative or positive. And just gonna have a good time talking about Digimon. And if you like what you hear, or if you want to support me and see more videos from me, please hit the like button, comment, subscribe. And I got my Linktree in the description, so if you want to follow me on Twitch, my other YouTube, or even on Twitter, that would be great. Now let's get right into it.
All right, and for this section, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of what I think are, and my general thoughts about the Digimon 2020 anime. Now, what I was going to do, I was going to split this up into sections. Like, it was going to be like a thoughts section, a pro section, a con section. But what I was thinking, I'm like, it just will cause people to skip to, like, oh, I just want to see the pros and want to see the cons, blah, 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 blah. But I think for this one, I'm just going to pretty much just ramble. For the most part, just to make the video a little bit more natural and just, you know, free form. But yeah, all right. One of the first pros that I noticed, and I noticed it right away. I am so fucking glad they did not use goddamn Butterfly. I swear to God, and if you don't know what Butterfly is, it's the Japanese theme song for Digimon. And for the love of God, until Try came out, I'd never heard Butterfly. When I watched Digimon originally, I only watched it in English. I've only ever watched Digimon in English. Excuse me. Well, Digimon Adventure in English. I've never seen the Japanese subs, and I don't fucking want to. Because of goddamn Butterfly. I swear to God. Like, I watched Try for the first time in Japanese. That's how I've only watched Try. I think I've only watched, like, bits and pieces of Try in English. But for the love of all that is holy, thank God they didn't use that song. And yet again, like I said, I hadn't watched Digimon Adventure. I'd never heard Butterfly till then. But they just shoved that shit down your throat. And for the love of all that is holy, that shit tore my goddamn nerves up. So, yeah, they got another song. It's a serviceable song. Like, I really don't too much care for the openings, but it's not bad. It's just I'm just so fucking glad it's not Butterfly. That is such a positive for me. It's not fucking Butterfly. Like, Lord, I cannot explain to you how happy I was when the theme song started playing when I first watched the first episode. Because speaking of which, I don't think I watched. Did I watch the first episode when it first came out? I don't think I did. I think I watched it I think the second and third episode was about to come out when I watched the first. But yeah, they didn't use Butterfly, and that is such a good thing. Another good thing, like I said, I'm trying to start this off relatively positive because this is really more of a neutral video. But the series looks good. Like, I'm not gonna I cannot lie to you. This series does look good. And another positive over Try, because Try was hot fucking garbage. The Digivolution sequences, they know how to shorten them. Because Try, it's funny because how so much of that series was just Digivolution scenes. And admittedly, they did look good, but damn, you slowed the action down to a crawl so we can watch everybody Digivolve individually. It wasn't like they all put them all on screen. No, you had to watch everybody Digivolve, and out of 8 kids, you had to watch each, especially towards the end when everybody was Digivolving to Mega. Jesus fucking Christ, that shit was ugh. But luckily with Digimon Adventure 2020, I think they kind of got that, because most times, especially during the early episodes, the quote-unquote war game little arc, excuse me, they kind of sped up. You I think the first time you see it full-fledged, then maybe sometimes they go through the entire thing, but they know how to A, speed it up, or B, sometimes you don't even see the scene. The Digimon will just get encased in a ball of light, and you'll just see the ball of light will grow, and then boom, pop out Kabuterimon, Greymon, or somebody. And I just love that, how they just how they know that, hey, people came to watch Digimon, but not just nobody. I don't think there's anybody who just wants to watch the Digivolution scenes. Yeah, they can be dope, especially when they're good, they're good. You might oh man, that was dope, but you're not gonna keep watching that one fucking scene over and over and over and over again. It's not like they would only do it in the first part of the episode. They do it every time they Digivolve. But on to other things. All right, now with this, I can't really say this is either a positive or a negative, rather. But rather it's a neutral statement. I do wish they'd done something else. With me, yet again, Digimon Adventure was part of my childhood. Well, part of my childhood entertainment, I should say. My childhood was more than just I'm one of those people everything I watched, my cartoons were my childhood. They were part of my childhood. They were part of the entertainment of my childhood. And I did pull certain things from them, but at least with me, and especially since I'm a really big Pokemon fan as well, I'm not one for nostalgia. to a certain degree. Now, believe me, there are things I'm nostalgic for, but I really am not a fan of just nostalgia for nostalgia's sake. Like, you can't, like, I like my favorite Pokemon is Trico. And the entire Sceptile, well, not Trico, Sceptile, but that line is my favorite line of Pokemon ever. But I'm glad when Game Freak moved on, because then we wouldn't have got other cool Pokemon, like, for instance, Grass Darters, Turtwig, the Torterra line was great. Even the Grookey line is really dope. And I just don't want to be stuck. I'm not a person who likes being stuck in the past, at least especially not recently, as I've gotten older. So my whole thing was, when I first heard about this, I was kind of not disappointed. Well, yes, you know what? Yes. Let me just look. Let me just lean into it. I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna update it, cool, you know, whatnot, whatever. But I, for one, really wanted them to do something else, because I watched some of Cross Wars, and from what I saw, I knew I wasn't gonna like it, and I was quite, you know, I was right about that. Like, I tried watching it, no, just Cross Wars was a fucking dark time. And then even Apple Monsters, because I hated Apple Monsters when I first saw it. Well, I didn't hate it when I first saw it. I was like, ugh. But then I'm like, wait a minute, this might be the dopest thing ever. Let me try it. Tried that first episode, and I was like, you know what? I'm good, Chief. Enjoy. So yeah. So when I saw this, I really was like, hey, they could have done something different. And just to kind of expound upon that, the reason I believe that is because there are still to this day Digimon that haven't gotten on-screen appearances, like that aren't in the anime, that really should be. Like Doramon. In case you don't know Doramon is, I think it was one of the, like it could have been the main character of Digimon World 4. You know, the dungeon crawler one where you were a Digimon that was carrying a sword or a hammer or some shit? Yeah. And I think Doramon eventually digivolved into one of the Royal Knights. Yes, it did. It's Alphamon's rookie form. So we've never seen that Digimon in the show. At least not, well, it might have been Cross Wars, but I hate the depiction of all Digimon in Cross Wars. But yeah, I think they could have done something really good with that. There is the little samurai Digimon. Damn, I can't remember its name. Its rookie form is a dragon with a samurai helmet, and that one's really cool. Like, that's a really dope Digimon. It digivolves and can, you know, do a Jogress, I guess you could call it, not DNA Digivolution, but a Jogress with Alphamon, and it'll become its sword, like the dragon. It's really fucking cool. I'll probably throw these images on screen so you can see them. Like, they're really fucking cool Digimon. And we've never seen them in the show. At least not, like I said, at least not in like the spotlight. To what I know, we've never seen them. So it's like, yeah, and there are a lot of Digimon like that. Who's like, wait a minute, why wasn't this in the show? Why wasn't that in the show? Whole of other Digimon that we could have had on like the main team. Let me see. There's Lunamon and not Coronamon, but the Fire Line. They were the box. They were part of the box. Legendary, not box legendaries, but box mascots for Digimon World Dawn and Dusk. They're really cool. Hell, the entire Olympus 12 group, which, unless you're really on Digimon lore, you wouldn't have known about. So yeah, there's a lot there. There's a lot there to unpack. As far as Digimon that we've never seen on screen. So I'm trying to get past this thought. But yeah, there's a lot that we haven't seen on screen, a lot that we haven't seen in the show that I think would make great additions that we just never talk about. So it's like, okay, instead of putting some of those Digimon that are already there, that have kind of been pushed to the background, that could get like their own like spotlight. It's kind of like Terriermon. How when we first saw Terriermon was in the Digimon movie. Well, one of the Digimon movies. Like recently, I was watching a Billiam video. Well, not recently, but like I think last year, whenever Billiam came out with the video, when he was doing the Digimon series and he got to the movies, like I was blown away when it's like the Digimon movie isn't the Digimon movie. It's like 3 movies mashed together and edited the shit out of. But yeah, how we first saw Terriermon there, But then in Digimon Tamers, like after, like years later, they actually put him on the main squad. He wasn't Terriermon wasn't the main character's Digimon, but still, we got Terriermon. We actually got to see his line. I think that'd be cool. I think we could have done something really cool with them, and them be the spotlight, have new characters, new adventures. Like I said, one of the strengths of Digimon as a series is it grows. Like, yet again, I like Digimon Adventure. I like Adventure 02. I love the fuck out of Digimon Tamers. Don't really like Frontier. And I really did like Savers. Digimon Season 5 Savers. I hate the Disney dub, but hey, what can you do? But yeah, I think that's part of Digimon's strength, and I think that's why I was a bit disappointed when they were like, they're going back to 02. Because even though I do not like Frontier, I've watched Frontier from start to finish. It's not my favorite. I don't like it particularly, but I can enjoy it for what it is, because even though it isn't what I wanted out of a Digimon series, it was its own thing. Digimon grew, and that's the thing. And with a lot of franchises, there are growing pains, and I do believe that Digimon has gone through its own growing pains. And I think that Frontier was part of that. Now, even though I didn't like it, I could respect it. I think that's a good way to put it. I don't like Frontier. Like, I go back and went back and watched Digimon Tamers a few times. I just love it. I love the lore, which I'm going to do a deep dive on that. I love Digimon Tamers. I went back and I watched Adventure and Adventure 02. I love them both. Again, that whole 02 hate thing, I just don't stand. I understand that there's people that have problems with it. I understand the problems they have with it, but just hating it, just not for me. But I can respect what Digimon Frontier wanted to be. And honestly, we got some pretty cool Digimon designs. Even the lore, not my favorite. Digimon Tamers is my favorite lore. The sovereign model of the Digimon gods is just fucking A1 and without peer, in my opinion. But yeah, I wanted it to be something different. I wanted Digimon to do what Digimon was supposed to do, or I felt Digimon should do, is take a step forward and not look to the past. Because even with Pokemon, I think the whole nostalgia baiting thing has caused that franchise to become stagnant. And the last thing I want is for Digimon to experience that. Because, especially in the anime, Pokemon anime has been stagnant for years. Like, it's had some good moments, it's had some up and downs over the years, but some ups over the years, but it's stagnant, focusing on one person. But Digimon's been able to outgrow that, because you got Digimon Adventure, yeah, you got Tai in the gang, but then they got older, and even though they were still around and they would help, they kind of, they left it to Davis in them, which is another problem with Tri, but that's another video in and of itself. And then you had, Takato and his group, which were set in a completely different universe, which I love that, but still, we weren't always stuck with Tai and them. And then after Tai and them, then we went to the Frontier kids, which I can't remember their names for shit. Like, I know one of their name was Tommy, then there was JP, but the main guy, I can't remember his name. But then, yet again, another alternate universe, we had Daimon, Masaru, Daimon, Thomas Norstein, and I think Yukino. I think Yukino was the other girl's name. I love that. And then Keenan, but I can't remember his Japanese name. But yeah, Digimon, it wasn't bogged down like Pokemon was. We've had to deal with Ash trash ass since I think like 94, 96 or some shit. Well, yeah, 96. We've had to deal with Ash's ass since 96. So it's kind of grown stale. Like, Ashes are going to change. They're not going to do anything different. Pikachu's never going to evolve. That's just been the standard. Like, and it's never going to be shaken up. We've gotten shakeups in things like, of course, the games, the manga does this. They change, every so often. And then even with Pokemon Origins, where we get to see a little bit more red, it's like, all right, that's cool. But in the Pokemon series itself, it's always status quo. The status quo, it's always Ash. But with Digimon, we never had that. Like, let's say you weren't a fan of Tai in the gang and they were starting to get stale. You had Davis in them. Let's say you didn't like them. You had Takato. You had the Frontier kids. You had Masaru in them. Even then with Cross Wars and Apple Monsters. You always have somebody different. So there should, in theory, be somebody you like, even though, especially Apple Monsters and Cross Wars, like fuck that. But yeah, I wanted Digimon to take that next step, to step out of its comfort zone, and they did. They decided on a reboot, but I'm not going to harp on that. It is what it is, and later in this video, I'm gonna I'm giving my closing thoughts and statements. I'm going to play a clip from Billiam that kind of addresses this. So we're gonna come back to this. Next thought, and funny enough, there really isn't too much negative I can say about the show. Next, positive. Well, actually, that was more of a neutral statement rather than a negative, but another positive. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna say I'm not just ditching that positive. That's positive, but I want to get to something else. Okay, now one thing, which is a neutral statement, not even part of my argument. Well, yeah, it's setting up. You'll see. But part of it is they restarted. They're in the year 2020, which yet again, we're in a more digital age now, so it super makes sense for Digimon to be more integrated and to be, to affect the world. So the story takes place in 2020, and instead of all the kids being sent to the digital world off rip, like in the main, like in the original Digimon Adventure, what they did was the kids kind of for the first like quote unquote arc, which was like 5 episodes, I think. Well, it was like 3 to 5 episodes. They pretty much repurposed our War Game movie, which is the Digimon movie. Our War Game. They repurposed it to be their introduction. Introduced Tai, Izzy, and Matt. Now they're fighting Algamon, who is a Digimon who was eating data and rapidly evolving, kind of taking the place of Caramon. Oh, was it Caramon? Caramon? Yeah, Caramon, Inframon, that line from our War Game. So it took its place. And in the end, I believe it digivolved all the way into Ultimate, which at the time, Tai and them could only go to Champion. So what happened was they inadvertently DNA digivolved into Omnimon. And you damn near saw it if I'm being correct. Now, I know that if you saw Adventure or Adventure 02 or Kizuna, Kizuna wasn't even out at the time when this came out. So no, couldn't say Kizuna. Or Try. Or you played a Digimon game. You knew about Omnimon. That, like, especially, with the movie being as big as it was back in the 90s or the early 2000s. I think, I think it was early 2000s when the Digimon movie came out. Yeah, it was. But yeah, so it being as big as it was, about Omnimon. Now, my biggest thing is it kind of fucked up the stakes. Because back in the day, yet again, before we even knew Omnimon was going to be a thing, which I think even before they knew Omnimon was going to be a thing. I have to check the timeline on that. But before Omnimon was a thing, if they were getting their ass kicked, there was you had to digivolve up, but especially in a situation like that, they didn't. In a situation like that, they didn't. They like you might have a not DNA evolution, but you might have a Digivolution, but they always stay on par. So if they were fighting an Ultimate Digimon, they themselves would digivolve into Ultimate or Mega, Champion, shit like that. So they will always get up to their opponent's level, but this time they were out of their depth by like 2 stages. So Omnimon showed up, and it kind of guts the series in a way. It guts the stakes. I should say that it guts the stakes. And what I mean is, even because it's happened multiple times. I know it happened then, and even recently. Because I've seen up to the episode where, originally when I was going to put the video out, I'd only seen up until where the new Metal Greymon little mode was introduced, Alternus mode. That's what I'd seen up to, but the video's taking a little longer, life's been kind of crazy, so I didn't get it out back then. So the episode that I've seen up till now is when Devimon Digivolve, which yet again, that's going to be another positive, but we're going to get to that a little bit later. And when they were, a couple episodes ago, when they were in fake Tokyo, that was created by the Eyesmon or whatnot, and then that thing Digivolved into Mega, which at that time, they only had Ultimates. Instead of even, entertaining their Mega forms, they jumped straight into Omnimon. So it kind of leaves no surprise. I know in like anime, like even in like Naruto and shit, you get a glimpse of like the final power kind of early, but for Digimon, I don't know. I guess because I've seen the story play out, it undercuts everything, because those moments could have been legit losses that fueled and pushed the story forward, but instead they were allowed to just skip like skip 2 levels and skip their Ultimates and Megas. Hell, at this point we haven't even seen War Greymon or Metal Garurumon, but we've seen Omnimon like twice. I think there was a third time that I'm just not remembering, but we've seen Omnimon twice, and I'm just like, you're kind of undercutting their development, because we wouldn't win, not if, because we already know they're gonna follow the Tri model now. Everybody's getting Mega forms, but even when their Mega forms come up, it's like, okay, there's something stronger. Now, yet again, just a bit of like a little mini rewrite here. That would have only happened that first time if it was me. If it was me, it wouldn't even happen. But like, if that was me, we never would have saw Omnimon. We would have saw like a white cape, and we would have saw Ty and Matt looking at Omnimon, but never Omnimon himself. The only thing we would have saw is like a flutter of his cape. And then when the camera panned over to the Digimon, it would have been Agumon and Gabumon. Just them. It was like, and Ty and them be like, what was that? That's a mystery. Now, those of us who are older, we would have known, but everybody who's watching this for the first time, they wouldn't have. Now, but that's enough on that. That point, pretty much, the overuse of Omnimon as kind of like a not a Deus Ex Machina, but rather just Deus Ex Machina, but just it kind of undercuts the stakes, because it's like, okay, even though it makes no sense for them to be able to do this before they get to Mega, we're gonna pull this out because we've written them into a situation that they really shouldn't be able to win. They should lose. But yeah. Negative. Any other negatives? I think there are other negatives. Well, there are other negatives, but I'm going to push that back. Now, yet again, like I said, I've seen up to like episode like 22, 23. I could check because I was actually in the middle of watching O2 when I finally decided to record this, and I couldn't pull it up on Hulu. But yeah, there's another negative. I'm gonna say that for later. But well, there are a couple of negatives actually, but those tie in. Positive. They are making great use of the entire Digimon roster. What I mean by that is, back in the day, like you would see older Digimon in like as the Digimon universe grew, you would see older Digimon. Like in Pokemon, it's like, in Ruby version, you'd see, in Emerald version, you see Johto Pokemon and shit like that. But even in Fire Red and Leaf Green, in Pokemon terms, you wouldn't see other types of Digimon until way later. No, in Digimon, from jump, I think one of the first episodes, one of the first episodes, I think it's when I first went to the digital world, you saw a Digimon that you did not see, and even in the opening, you saw them fighting Stegomon, who I don't think we saw till Digimon season 5. We didn't really see him till Savers in the anime. In the universe of Digimon, I believe he was there before that. But then you saw other Digimon like Alamon, the Allosaurus Digimon, who we didn't see till Digimon Tamers season 3. But yeah, they are making great use of the roster, because we've seen Neymon, who we didn't see till Frontier, who I don't think it was a thing till Frontier. We've even seen hybrid Digimon, some of the Digimon that were in Digimon Frontier. We've seen I think it's Helgelgermon, something like that. The corrupted dark beast spirit. We've seen him. We've seen Calamarimon, the water beast spirit. Who else? Yeah, we're just seeing a lot of Digimon that weren't either around in season when Digimon Adventure was, or they just weren't in the show. But no, we are seeing a lot of Digimon, and I just love that. We're seeing Pekimon, who wasn't a thing till 2006 when Savers was out. Yeah, they're riding on Pekimon. I think Spidermon or Spademon, who I think is supposed to be Leomon's rookie form. We've seen him. Like, we're just seeing a lot of Digimon, even Scorpiomon. Yeah, like that's not the Scorpiomon I think when I think of Scorpiomon, but I think I'm thinking of a different Digimon, but I'm just getting them mixed up because both are like scorpions. But no, they're even throwing new Digimon in there, like Scorpiomon, the Digimon that Matt fought to become to get Gurumon's ultimate. Like, oh, and when I say ultimate, I mean I'm talking about the American scale, not the Japanese scale, which the after champion there's perfect and then ultimate. No, I mean champion, ultimate, mega, which you probably already guessed by now. But yeah, they're just making good use of Digimon. Like, it's not like, okay, well, these Digimon we're just focused on the ones that we saw in the show. No, they're going all out. You're gonna see, like, I'm waiting to see if we might see like Guilmon, Monodramon, Cyberdramon, Terriermon, Lopmon. And remember, Digimon Adventure, they're kind of on the sovereign mythos, so we might see, like, as in the original Digimon, in the original Digimon 02, we saw Zulongmon. I'm thinking, are we gonna see Juchaomon and Banwumon, Baihumon? Like, that's kind of what I'm waiting on, which ties into my next, which is actually a positive. This is not our Digimon. This is not the Digimon that we grew up on. They're taking the story a completely different way. And I like that. Like, if you're gonna do a reboot, don't do the exact same shit over and over and over again. Yes, we are following the story of characters that we already know and love, but we're putting them in different situations and we're doing things different, which I guess that's kind of like the happy middle ground for me watching this show. Because originally, when I first heard about it, oh my god, they're gonna redo this shit again. But no, same story, but it's different, and that kind of makes me curious. Especially, like I said, the last episode I saw Devimon Digivolve, because I was thinking that, because I was like, okay, but they haven't even met Devimon yet, and they already got ultimates. They're gonna smack his ass around. No, he could actually fight them equally. You know, being a champion Digimon still, like, okay, you know, that's kind of far-fetched. Well, a little bit far-fetched, but, you know, it's like, okay. But no, then he Digivolved into, I think it was Neo Devimon, and he was just beating their asses, and I'm like, okay, because I think that's something that we never really saw. I know Edamon Digivolved into Metal Edamon, and then, like, through some type of ritual shit, Myotismon, because I'm about to say Malamyotismon, but Digivolve into Venomyotismon through like some type of fucking ritual. So it was good to see like more of that. It's like, okay, you know, yeah, y'all have to Digivolve, because if their opponents who are Digimon couldn't Digivolve, it's like, okay, there wouldn't be any points. Like, okay, all we gotta do is Digivolve, and your toast like, no. In this case, like, hey, if you Digivolve, I might say fuck this shit, and I might just go to the next level too, and then we just finna be hooking. And that's something that I like, that we see like more of. Because even with those other two I mentioned, like I said, Myotismon did some bum ass ritual, which actually was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, I call it a bum ass ritual, but it was actually kind of cool. And then Edamon, we thought that nigga died, and he just came back. I'm like, okay, you're back. But yeah, but going forward, like, what about the Dark Masters? Because, like I said, we're seeing with the Sovereign, because originally the Dark Masters beat the Sovereign and threw the digital world out of whack. That's what happened. So I'm like, okay, are we still gonna go with the Dark Masters, or are we gonna do something completely different? It's really cool, like the possibilities. Like this could be anything, and I'm gonna talk. I think I'm gonna save this for another video about Digimon. But what does this mean for the O2 kids? Are they gonna stop with Digimon Adventure, or are we gonna are they gonna incorporate O2? And what's that gonna be? But that'll be for another video. Let me see. And at the same time of praising the story, I have got to knock them because with me, I'm not just an action person, which the action has been good. That's like a little mini positive. Like, yeah, the action's been pretty on point. But that story though, they're telling a different story, and the premise of the story is great. It's like, okay, because pretty much, in case you, like, if you're on the fence about watching Digimon Adventure 2020, I'd say give it a chance. But if you're looking for the story, pretty much the digital worlds existed since long before humanity was, well, not so long before, but the digital world exists separate from humanity. It's not like the humans created Digimon, like in Tamers. No, the digital world is its own place, and the coming about of the internet just happened to make it so the worlds could meld. But apparently there was some ancient battle that was fought with the Holy Digimon, where the Holy Digimon, which are angel-like Digimon, were fighting the forces of darkness. And there were 8 species of 8 Digimon, chosen Digimon, who fought with them, which are gonna be the mega forms of the gang's Digimon. Which, no, it's not a spoiler, because in the episode where they explained it, you could pretty much see the outlines. You saw Wargreymon, Metalgarurumon, Vikemon, Rosemon, Ho-Oh-mon. You saw them. Well, not 8, 6. Because, as you know, TK and Kari, their partners are actually Holy Digimon. But yeah, so that's that. And that is a really cool concept. So, because they even had like Biomon and Agumon crying, because like they like somewhere in them, it struck a chord because they kind of remember, oh, that was us. And they're like reincarnations and shit and blah, 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 blah. But about the story, this shit moves a mile a minute. And not only the story, but I have to knock them for characterization. One of the strongest aspects of Digimon Adventure was the characterization. Every character was unique. Every character had like an arc. Every character interacted with everybody else. No, not just everybody else, but it felt like they were people. In this series, it doesn't feel like they're people. It just feels like they're archetypes. And by that, I don't mean like, okay, they use like, because normally, at least from my perspective, when you're writing a character, they're like an archetype, but then you kind of try to build off that. In this one, it's like they're just archetypes. And that even bleeds into the crests. In the old Digimon Adventure, the crests were everything. They were this big monumentous thing. They were catalysts for character development, and they were not the arc themselves, but they were a part of the arc that these characters were going in. But in this, you never really touch on them, and even when they're quote unquote using their crests, it's like a moment. It's not like they have to grow. It's just like, oh, a moment when Tai is like, oh, I'm brave, and Greymon digivolves. Or Ty's like, oh man, yeah, these guys are my friends, and they digivolve. No, in the original, especially with Matt, he had to learn to deal with Joe's clumsiness. They were in that restaurant with Digitamamon, and instead of just getting mad at him, he had to like, hey, that's my friend. You have to understand. You have to be a friend, because being somebody's friend when it's convenient is one thing, but being their friend when it's hard, that's true friendship. Like, it's shit like that. Like, same thing with Sora, and how she used to, she was being mean to her mother. She remembered shit like that. She's like, man, I'm incapable of love. But then you see what she does for Biomon. It's like, oh, it really starts to click. And same thing with Tai, which with his arc was, where he forced Greymon to digivolve into Skull Greymon, trying to, like, hey, I'm using my crest. And he had to kind of, take a step back and learn what real courage was. In this, no, it's like, we have like this one moment and it's like, boom, you just get it. It doesn't feel like you earned it. And on top of that, this story is moving at a mile a minute. Like, by like the 10th, before the 10th episode, they were ultimates. Like I said, everybody had their ultimate except for TK and Kari, who aren't with the original group, which, okay, cool. You know, their Digimon are holy Digimon, so it's like, okay, let's save them for later. But yeah, like, this story is given a mile a minute, and like, nobody really has like a distinct personality. I mean, Izzy's the smart kid, but yet again, he's the nerd archetype. Joe's the studious archetype. Mimi is the rich, prissy girl archetype. What the fuck is Sora? Matt's the loner. Tai is the leader. But yeah, but like, I don't know. It's just, they don't feel like characters to me. And I could be wrong. Like, look, in the comment section, you might see some shit that I don't see. But from watching, I'm like, okay, I can see what you're going with this. But yeah. And to go along with that, which I don't know if they're like, okay, we only got like 30 episodes or 50 episodes or whatever. But yeah, it seems like the story is moving so fast that the story isn't moving fast. The show is moving fast. Like, these episodes, like 22 minutes, they feel short as shit because they're not dense. Like, it's been almost like 14 episodes since we got the last like any lore, anything like any like not like kind of world building, but it's more like we haven't touched on the story. Yeah, TK's there, yeah, you know, and like TK's here. So the show is moving along, but it doesn't feel like the story is moving along. I wish I could explain it better, but it doesn't feel like the show itself is moving. The story, like, no, the story isn't moving. The show is, because it's like these moments that are supposed to be milestones. Like, Tai getting Metal Greymon was a milestone. Like, okay, we're in ultimate territory. We've mastered our champion forms. Now we have to get into the crest. Now we have to get into building ourselves up. You know, now we have to be better, and we have to discover this new part of ourselves. We have to grow so our Digimon can grow. Yeah. So yeah, definitely gotta knock it. Like, show looks good, but as far as like the characterization, the narrative itself, it's like it's kind of leaning towards cool's the rule, and I really hope that, you know, it doesn't turn out to be that. But hold on, what were some other positives? The forms. Let me talk about it. Because yet again, currently we have Were Garurumon Sagittarius form and Metal Garurumon Alterous form. I don't really too much feel any type of way about him. I mean, it's cool. Kind of, sort of, like, just having like Metal Greymon's other arm turn through a fucking railgun, and Metal Garurumon gets kind of bigger and gets fucking like 8 Evangelion wings. So it's whatever. Yeah, you know, just yet again, you know, expanding on the mythos. You know, I guess they can't give them megas so quick, but yeah. Hold on, I'm trying to think of what else I could say in regards to just my thoughts. Yeah, the story's moving kind of fast, but the mix of Digimon that we've seen, Digimon we haven't seen, Digimon that weren't seen that early, and even new Digimon, it's really, really good. And yeah, I really hope they fix that whole character thing, because like I can see what they're going for. It's not there. Damn, and I was gonna say something. Story. Let me see. Hold on, I'm trying here. Let me see. Story beats, Digimon, our war game being repurposed, which yet again is a good thing. I guess that's it for this portion of the video. I'll probably add something else in if I think about it, but I guess I'll go ahead and do my closing statements. Now, there's a quote from Billiam about how we feel about things in our past, like nostalgia. And you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that to Billiam.
Digimon was really important to me growing up, and I celebrated and have thoroughly analyzed why I have loved and not so much loved so many of these shows. But in an age of never-ending franchises, it was inevitable there was going to be a time where it wasn't made for me anymore. The new Digimon Adventure reboot series is really fun. It's pretty good, but so far it hasn't gotten real with the kids as much as I would have liked when compared to the original series. But that doesn't mean it's without its own merit, and that doesn't mean it won't be important to kids who are growing up now watching it. The things we loved as kids will always be there for us to lean on, but that doesn't mean we have to indulge in them forever. Moving on, growing up, trying new things, these things are important too.
Thanks, Billiam. Appreciate you. But yeah, as the quote said, the things that we love, especially when it comes to entertainment, you know, there's a chance they get rebooted for a younger generation, and they aren't for us anymore. And that's making this video. It was never to shit on Digimon 2020, because it's not for me anymore. I had multiple Digimon series. I had the original Adventure 02, and even Tamers. Those were for me, my generation. But now it's for a different generation, and that's one thing that in this video I hope you really got, was that this isn't some old guy shitting on Digimon. I'm 28 years old. Like, this definitely isn't made for me. But I can enjoy it. And even then, the kids who are watching this, growing up, this being their first Digimon series, I can say that it's a pretty good starting off point. I do think it has its inferiorities to the original, but I definitely think it has its strengths too. And I really hope that the kids of today enjoy it. And with that, that's gonna be it here, ladies and gentlemen. I have been the D. If you like, tell me what you think. What do you think of Digimon Adventure 2020? You think it's worth it? You think it's bad? What do you think is good and bad? Did I miss anything? Definitely hit the like button if you like what you heard. You know, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit that notification bell if you'd like to see my other videos. And I got my Linktree in the description, so definitely hit that up if you want to interact with me about Digimon. Thank you so much for watching the video, and this has been your boy, the D20, signing out. See you guys.